Hello, hello.
Hello.
Every live you're not there, they ask for you. Here she is, Amber, SweetAmbs. Makes me laugh because like you're not on screen. We are not just hiding you.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, Byron.
Hi, Deborah, Kathy, Cindy, Maria, Kim.
Hi, Kim.
They're rolling in. Hello, hello. Hello, everybody. And so do you want to explain your plan?
Yeah, so today we are, so Marlon and I both have a coffee shop where we sell our templates, some recipes, some tutorials, just like a lot of, a lot of digital items. So starting today through the weekend, we are donating all the profits from our coffee shops to the Victims First fundraiser that's helping the victims' families of the shooting in Texas this week. So, and Mar, if you want to put a link to the fundraiser, oh, there it is.
Putting it right now. I have the coffee shop link on the screen too. There you can see. But if they want to donate directly.
Yeah. All right, so that's what we are, we just want to use the time to collect some donations and do what we can with this platform to do something.
I just want to mention when I was on the GoFundMe, like really pay attention to which one you choose. People take advantage of these events and create kind of fake GoFundMes. Right now, they're just under $4 million. Make sure you're clicking that one. It's a fund for all of the victims. So if people are really opportunistic, I was looking, there's a lot of fake GoFundMes created.
Yeah, and GoFundMe does have verified fundraisers. So make sure that if you go on there and you donate to a different one, that it's verified by them. So that way you know. So yeah, today I decided to do for our cookie project, Filigree, surprise, surprise. So just something simple. And I will switch my camera over.
Okay. This.
All right, we good?
Yeah.
Okay. So today I'm using my strawberry cookie recipe, and this recipe is in the coffee shop. So you can go over to that address that's on the screen and download this strawberry recipe. It has freeze-dried strawberries in it. So the surface is a little bit bumpy because of those strawberries. So this time I'm going to decorate on the back, which is nice and flat. And this shape, I bet a lot of you recognize it. This is the Sweet Sugar Belle heart cookie cutter. I think this one came in one of her shapeshifter sets. I don't know that this is available as a standalone item.
No, I don't think so either. But she did have this year, she came out with a few nesting shapes,
Okay.
If the heart, maybe that's kind of a standard, so I know she has a star that's nesting.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So this is, Sweet Sugar Belle shapeshifter set comes with this heart. It's one of my favorite shapes.
So there's a request just to see your manicure.
Matches the cookies today.
Very nice.
And as we go along, I'll go through all the products that I'm using. All right, so I've got a little clog in my tip already, so I'm just going to use my scribe tool to help clear that out. Han would say don't use a metal scribe tool to do that, but I do it anyway.
So just out of curiosity, do you have, where do you get your freeze-dried strawberries? Because sometimes that's a little hard to find. Can you tell people where they could find that?
Yes, these are from Amazon.
Oh, you order them from Amazon?
Yeah. So I think I'm going to switch this tip because there is a clog in there that I can't get out. So this is the great thing about couplers is that you can just switch the tip, which is, not using a coupler is good for if you don't feel like cleaning up the extra pieces, but it's great if you have a clog so that you can just switch it and be on your way.
What size is that tip you sent?
This is a Wilton tip number 3.
3.
This color is Chef Master Violet and Flood Consistency Icing. The icing and cookie recipes are all in the coffee shop. And again, just in case you missed it, we're donating all the profits from the coffee shop to the Victims First fundraiser through the weekend.
So Kim's asking why you don't recommend to use the scribe on the tip. Do you want to elaborate on that? Why?
Oh, just it can damage the tip if you're too rough with it. So it's better to use like a toothpick to clear out the clogs and the metal tips if you can.
That's a pretty purple.
Yeah, I love this color.
Hearts are like just one of my favorite shapes. It's just so nice. Like any occasion, really.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And that particular shape is fun with the little, like it's got that little curve at the point there. It makes it look a proper puffy heart.
Yes, I love it. Okay, so we are going to do filigree. So this is Chef Master Teal Green that I'm going to use for the filigree. A Wilton Tip 1 and Flood Consistency Icing again. So this is wet on wet technique. So it's Flood Consistency Icing for the base and Flood Consistency Icing for the filigree design. And the filigree template is also in my coffee shops. So if you want to print it out to practice your filigree, you can also print it out as a stencil. You can use it, you can use that stencil with an airbrush, or you can trace it with an edible marker. So that is in the coffee shop.
So this year is it your first year to have a vegetable garden?
In the first year in this house.
You had one at the other house as well?
Yeah, it wasn't super successful. So we are trying again this year.
This is the first year like your girls are really kind of at an age to participate, eh?
Yes. And as soon as we planted everything, Olive, who is 5, she was asking if it's time to harvest yet. Told her we'll have to wait a few months for that.
Yes, that's right, Angie. The link, let me just pop it up. Hold on a second. It's right here. These are the coffee shop links on the screen.
Okay, so I'm also going to do one with teal as the base and purple as the filigree. So for that, I'm going to switch my tip again. Put this to the side. So this purple has a tip 3, so I'm going to switch this to a 1.
So everything is the same consistency, even your border?
No, the border's a thicker one, which I will show you after I do this one. So there's our purple, and then I'm going to grab a tip 3 for the teal.
Is that a recipe, your freeze-dried strawberries, is that popular with your family? Like, do they like that?
I don't know that I don't even know if I've tried that one. I usually just give them the orange vanilla cardamom.
That's the one they're used to.
Yeah. I mean, my kids tried it. When you say family, I think of like the people that usually eat them. My dad, my brother, his wife.
So
But my
it's
kids,
either,
yeah, my kids, like, they'll eat anything, you know, so like they'll, but like my brother is a little more, I guess I would say critical, you know? So
okay.
he tells me like very truthfully how something is, which I really, really appreciate. So if he says it's good, then I know that it's good. You know what I mean?
He's the taste tester.
Yes. And I like that he doesn't hold back. But you know, not many people can say that. You don't really, you know, it's kind of a rare relationship to have where
Well, I
somebody
think
can really
that,
tell you.
yeah, but siblings tend to be quite honest, right? Like,
Yes.
does your Sally's asking if your brother also bakes?
Um, no, I don't. I mean, I think he's made a couple things here and there, but his wife bakes. So my sister-in-law bakes a lot.
Kim is saying she's surprised you don't have the filigree on your nails. I think it's like a little small canvas, right?
Yeah, I don't know if I could do it that small. Maybe when Color Street comes out with a filigree decal.
Well, I actually saw somewhere that you can get custom of those nail stickers done. So you submit
Oh.
your art and you can kind of like some people I saw like get their kids put on it, you know, type thing.
Oh, wow. I will have to look into that because that would be amazing.
And then have you seen there's actual like printers? So you put your finger in and the thing prints on your fingernail.
Oh, yes, I did see that. That's pretty neat.
Byron's asking how you mix your colors without making a mess.
Oh, well, I don't. As you can see, I've got food coloring all over my fingers. So I think it's you know, kind of impossible to not make a mess when you're mixing colors.
I mean, we don't usually show that part. It's not like a pretty part, the prep,
Yeah,
the dishes and the
right. Okay, so now we've got one with the purple and one with the teal. I'd like to know which one you all prefer, the teal base or the purple base.
let us know in the comments, guys, which is your favorite of the two. I actually really like that if you were doing a platter to have them mix like that because it kind of like creates a bit of a graphic like thing, you know?
Yeah, yeah, I like them both together. So then once these are dry, those will have to dry overnight. We can add some luster dust. So for the purple base, I'm going to put this. This is from the Sugar Art. It's called Blue Jay. It's edible luster dust. And it's kind of iridescent. It's not just straight blue.
Mm.
It has like a little tiny bit of greenish tint to it if you like move it around a little.
Kind of like for like a fish scale, any type of a thing like.
Oh, yes. I've got my mermaid scale here next, my mermaid stencil next to me. So I'm going to do something with that in a second. So I'm just going to use this dry. Get rid of the excess. And then I'm just going to test the surface with it. So I was really trying to pick this color of my nails using this color combination. Get rid of some of the excess here.
It's pretty half and half that people prefer, you know, the color.
Oh, yeah.
There isn't a clear winner.
So that just gives it a nice shine and a little bit of a bluish tint
Pretty.
to it.
Very pretty.
And then on this one, I'm going to use the same brand. It's the Sugar Art. This one's called Mermaid. So I'll use that one on the teal.
Well, you've got, okay, two different. Hi, June.
Hi, June.
Do you have two brushes or are you just using the same one?
I use the same one, but I just kind of got rid of the excess on a dry paper towel before I moved on to this color. This is a Wilton brush. Comes in the 5-piece set.
They're often sold out, that set.
Oh, really?
When I've looked for it here anyway. It's popular. It's a nice little set, you know. Like that's...
Welcome back, Joseph. Okay, so then we have our teal.
Very nice. Very nice. These would be really pretty at a wedding, at the bridal shower to have, like, just, you know.
Yes.
And you could make them in your wedding color, whatever your, you know. Oops. Oh, camera died.
We'll be back here. Okay. So now we can put a border on. So I have the same colors in a thicker consistency. So I'm using it's stiff consistency icing, but like slightly thinned.
That's great news, Kim. Here, Kim's giving us an update. She's currently.
Oh, that's great.
That's great. We hope you continue to feel better and it continues going well. Okay, Joe.
All right, Joe.
Do you want to repeat like today's thing? I don't remember the name of them.
Oh, yeah. So for those of us who are just joining us, we are both donating all the profits from our coffee shop now through Sunday to the Victims First fundraiser. We're raising money to help the victims' families from the shooting in Texas.
I just put the direct link back in the comments because sometimes, you know, the comments push things back there. So that's the link if you want to donate directly yourself to the GoFundMe. This is for like a fund for all of the victims.
This is a tip number 2, and it's stiff consistency, but like slightly thinned with a little bit of water. So not super stiff.
So Deborah's asking, like toothpaste?
Yeah, I would say that would be a good comparison.
The tip again is the 2 on your border, is that right?
Yeah, it's a Wilton too.
Any big plans for the weekend?
We are having a yard sale.
Ooh, exciting.
Yeah.
Those are great when you have a young family because the kid, like especially like you have probably stuff the kids have outgrown now, right?
Yes, we have lots of baby stuff. So like a high chair, we have 3 pack and plays, so many kid things.
You have to make room for more kid things.
Yep.
Facebook, what do you mean, Kim? Our Facebook pages, it's
To the fundraiser, or what do you mean?
no, she's not pregnant. She has 2 children.
Yeah, not making room for more kids, making room for more of the kids' things.
Transitioning. You're always when you have kids, right? It's a constant transition from baby to young, toddler. Then the stuff just changes. Then just keeps going.
Yes.
Oh, for the fundraiser, well, I just put it up. It was if you look in the comments there, I just put it. So if you look,
and if you go to GoFundMe, you'll see all the verified fundraisers they have. Okay, so let's use the mermaid scale stencil. So this is also in the coffee shop. So the stencil itself, you don't get the actual stencil, you get the template, the file, so that you can print this out. Sometimes there's a little confusion with that. So it's the file that you receive, and you can print it out on paper and trace or use like the tissue paper method, or if you have a stencil cutter, you can print it out yourself like this.
So Kathy's asking, when you use the filigree stencil, do you find that you get your true like colors? I think like whatever the color you mix is what you'll get, right? Oh, if you airbrush the project with the stencil.
Yeah. I mean, I don't, you'd have to do it on white to get purple, because if you airbrush purple on teal, it might not come out very nice. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Maybe you'd have to use pink, because then the pink and the teal would make a kind of purplish color.
Oh, that would be really nice. Or what else? You can also just scrape on icing instead of using an airbrush. I just want to show you how I did this real quick. Flip it over to the smooth side because those strawberries make it bumpy.
The stencil is 6x6?
Yeah.
Jeanette is asking, it's a 6x6 stencil. It's to fit in the holder, the standard holder. Good cookie size. She is, I don't know, June, what are you asking? She is not pregnant. She's having a yard sale. Not sure what you're asking.
Just a yard sale. Clearing out the basement.
Is it like a community thing, or is it just you? Is it?
No, just us.
Just you. Here
but I think it's a good opportunity to see the neighbors.
Yes, absolutely. Here we have only 2 days in the season where you're allowed to have a yard sale, and everybody has it at the same time. So
what? You can only have it for 2 days out of the season,
and it's everybody at the same time. Like it's not, you can't just randomly have it on in July.
No.
It's
so
during.
Who makes the is that a town thing, or is that a?
Yeah, for our town. But it's not the idea of it is not horrible, because then everybody's like kind of goes from the yard sale to yard sale to yard sale,
Yeah, that actually sounds really fun. So do people come from other towns to shop at your town?
No doubt, because some of the neighborhoods are more affluent, so everybody loves to go see what's available there, you know?
Yeah.
In the areas like where the mansions are, kind of, you know?
That's fun, yeah.
Like the kids love to go trick-or-treating there, so people drive their cars to the mansions there so they can
bars.
get the full-size chocolate bars.
Yep. This is 151 proof vodka that I'm using here. Where's my brush? So I just want to make this like a paint, and this icing is still wet, so keep that in mind. I just mixed it with that same blue luster dust that I was using before, and I'm just going to dot that in. And then I'll swirl it using the brush.
So Rose has an interesting issue. She's saying here, I have been making sugar cookies and I get a flaky thin crust on top that flakes off. I have to use a lemon zester to remove the flakes, otherwise the royal icing will not stick. Do you know what that is?
So that happens to me when I use powdered sugar in a recipe. It also if you think about making brownies and you get that crust layer on top, it's like tiny. It's a very thin. I don't know why it happens, but it happens to me when I use powdered sugar. So are you using powdered sugar, or is it happening with granulated sugar?
I've never seen that.
So I'm just going to put a little more teal on here. It got a little heavy.
Yes, she does use powdered sugar.
Okay, so I don't know why that is, but that is just something I have had to me when I use powdered sugar. It's very strange. All right, so then this would have to dry overnight. This one is dry.
And so do you have the same problem as Rose is mentioning? Does your icing not stick to the surface? What do you do to rectify that issue?
When that happened, I didn't even use it. I was like, this is not going to work. So I didn't try to So I would try using a different recipe, Rose, if you can. One that uses granulated sugar. And now what? Okay. Stencil. I'm using a brush edible ink marker, brush tip. This I'm going to record because I haven't recorded this yet. Stencil. This file is available in the coffee shop.
Link is on the screen for the coffee shop.
So I like to use a brush tip for this because I'm kind of going to use it use the side of the brush. And you could definitely use an airbrush for this part. But, I am not that experienced with the airbrush, and I would get tons of underspray.
So, Amber, is that a Global Belly marker, or is that another brand?
Yeah, this is the Global Belly marker. So they have a set of, you can get them in just black, or you can buy the whole set with every color. I think it's like a set of 8.
I think you're right. So are you done all your birthdays for the kids or not yet?
Well, Sydney's is June 22nd.
Oh, it's coming.
She's going to be 3, so I don't know what we're doing for that yet.
Do the kids ask for their theme, or you kind of are in charge?
Well, they're old enough now where they can kind of tell me
what they'd like.
Sydney's never really had like a real birthday party,
Yeah, well, with everything.
It's a pandemic baby. That's kind of hard to see, but I'm going to dust it with luster dust, so then hopefully we'll be able to see better. I'm just filling in some of those empty spaces, the bridges in the stencil.
So if you add the dust while it's still wet, does it stick more in those areas?
Yes.
You had shared some photos that you were getting a lot of deer. Have you seen any other critters in your yard?
Yeah, we've got bunnies, a lot of chipmunks. We have this giant woodpecker that's been hanging around. Very cute.
That's fun for the kids.
Yeah, in our garden, my husband built a really secure fence, so we haven't had any of them get in yet, which is
Even
nice.
the chipmunks, because they're so little.
Yeah, they would probably get in, but what do they eat?
I don't know. I have no clue what they like.
Yeah, I feel like they eat seeds and nuts. I don't know if they're gonna go after the garden. We'll see. All right,
I
so
mean, if
then
there's something in there they like, don't
I
worry, they'll be
know. Oh
there.
yeah. So this is the mermaid luster dust, and I'll just put some of this on here. This is an experiment where you're gonna just see what happens. It might just cover up the whole thing. I don't know.
Sally has a noisy woodpecker at her house.
Oh yeah. So from the angle that I had, it looks very cool, but it's kind of hard to see on camera.
Well, if you just tilt it though, the light strikes it. Yeah, we can, like, as you move it, we can kind of see it. There, we can see it like when you move.
But yeah, in person, it's a lot cooler than it looks on camera. So shiny, huh? I love this stuff.
Super shiny, yeah. You put a little bit on your eyes, like, little eyeshadow action.
I know. Isn't it like made out of the same stuff?
I think so. I mean, the makeup usually it has to be obviously like non-toxic, right? They can't.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Let's see what else. Okay.
Sally loves it. So Cece has a question.
Yes.
I
don't think so. I don't think that's normal.
How
right?
how soft do you let your butter get before you kind of make your dough? Like, is it you microwave it? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're making your dough, I guess with liquid butter, it might be an issue, which is not something that's common.
Yeah.
Think of what could be the problem. Her royal icing is grainy.
That grainy icing could be from the meringue powder that you're using. Sometimes different brands just are grainy. I use Wilton brand, which has never really given me any problems.
And also, Cece, I know from Haniela's situation in Europe, the sugar is just very different than North American, and she lived for 20 years in the States, so she kind of knows that it's different.
Right.
And it's grainy there. Just the fabrication, like how they manufacture the sugar, is different. So
yeah.
man. So details on your luster dust, please. Rose is asking about.
Oh yes, this is from the Sugar Art. I think I must have bought it directly from their website, but I think it's probably also on Amazon. The Sugar Art.
The butter's not soft, and I have no idea.
Oh yeah, that's very strange. I don't know.
I mean, baking is chemistry. Sometimes,
Yeah, weird things happen.
Yeah, and if that's happening every time, maybe try a different brand of butter.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that could help. Any Target sales? I don't know. Amber, any Target sales?
Well, there must be because it's Memorial Day weekend. So here in the US, lots of sales. We love our sales.
Krista's saying grainy icing can also be caused by humidity.
Oh, interesting.
And she suggests putting the powdered sugar in the blender to
Yeah.
make it a little finer.
Thank you for those tips.
Kim is saying if you over whip it, it can be grainy. That is also true.
Oh, yeah.
June's saying they only have the sterling pearl on Amazon of that product. I know there's a lot of sellers on Etsy actually for that.
Okay. Well, this is sterling pearl. It's not luster. They don't call it luster dust. They call it sterling pearl. So the color is mermaid, and then I was also using blue jay. Mermaid blue jay from the Sugar Art.
It's the perfect name.
Yeah. A question that I get a lot is why don't you add the luster dust directly to the icing? And it doesn't come out as shiny.
And you need a ton. If you calculate like what that product costs and you mix it into your icing.
Yeah.
You know, it goes way longer by doing it this way. You get more bang for your buck with your little bottle.
Right. And then we've got this one. So this is the purple border that I did earlier, and then I'm going to paint that with the blue jay.
Then CC sugar issue with regards to your ice.
Yeah. Well, it depends. I mean, if it's only 2 minutes, is it 2 minutes on high? Is it with a paddle or is it with a whisk attachment? So it could still be overmixed, even if it's only 2 minutes, because the technique can also affect that. But, you know, these are just suggestions to try to help you get to the right place, because there's just, you know, there's so many things that
absolutely
can
right
affect it.
Hi, Cynthia. You're not late. We're still here.
And you can always watch the replay.
Joe's asking about your dust again. Maybe you just were saying it's Sugar Art.
Yes, the brand is the Sugar Art, and it's sterling pearl. The color I'm using now is called Blue Jay, and that teal green color I was using before is called Mermaid.
Have you noticed yet if your girls are artistically inclined?
It's hard to tell at this age, but I think like Olive really likes drawing, and I think she's pretty good at it. They also both like to decorate cookies, but for them right now, it's more about eating the icing and the sprinkles. So yeah. Not quite sure yet how that will turn out.
Well, I remember when my daughter was in kindergarten and I looked at like the other kid, you know, you're looking at just the art in general. And I did notice like some kids were just more able to translate what they were seeing into drawing, you know, like, for example, like one kid did a head and then the arms were just coming right out of the head. They weren't no body, you know, like, so it's just like little things like that, you know.
Yeah.
So pretty.
I'll come back. Hi.
Hello, hello. That's it. We don't get to see you with the.
I know. I really got to figure out this. Well, the problem is that I just need a longer cable so that I can connect my camera to my other computer. So I'll work that out.
Perfect, so they can know the voice.
Yeah.
They see the filigree, they should know who's doing it.
Right.
At this point. Any last questions, guys? Do you want to give your last little spiel?
Yeah, so just as a reminder, all of the sales, the profits from the sales of our coffee shop today, the coffee shop address is right there on the screen. We're donating all the profits to the Victims First fundraiser on GoFundMe, and that's going to support the victims' families from the Robb Elementary School shooting.
I just
and
added
there's the link again in the comments.
Yeah. Ask away. Dum dum dum. I want to ask something about. Or as I get teased, a boot. I don't say a boot, but whatever. we got a bad rap. A and a boot.
Mm-hmm.
June liked it. And it's either a very long question or we've lost him.
Yeah, well, we can come back and read it after the live, right? If
yes,
we put it in now, yeah.
So thanks, everybody. Thanks, Amber. That was very, very nice.
And I think I'll be back next week with Han, right? If that's the right thing.
Yeah, you're back on Friday with Han. Yeah, we alternate. We alternate. You don't. Well, you don't alternate on Fridays. And then on Tuesday, I'm in the hot seat with Han. I'm my last day of stencils. I was doing stencils for the month of May, and it's already June.
Yeah.
The kids finish school in June for you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, end of June.
Yeah, it's the same here. So I'm not seeing anything. Thank you, guys. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
We'll be back on Friday. See you then.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.